Okay, it is exactly 1 p.m. Central, and I will begin the meeting. Good afternoon and Happy New Year, everyone. Welcome to the January 18th regular meeting of the Community Development Commission of Chicago. I am Gwendolyn Hatton Butler, Chair of the CDC and the host of today's virtual meeting. On January 7th, Governor Pritzker renewed his executive order proclaiming that all counties in the state of Illinois are in a disaster area. Section 7 of the Illinois Open Meetings Act allows the CDC, along with other city boards and commissions, to host virtual meetings during this COVID-19 public health emergency, provided that certain conditions are met. One of those conditions is that the chair of this commission determines that an in-person meeting on the scheduled meeting date would not be practical or prudent. To ensure that today's virtual meeting meets all conditions of the Open Meetings Act, I am hereby making the determination pursuant to Section 7E2 of the Act that due to the COVID-19 public health emergency, an in-person meeting would not have been practical or prudent today. Therefore, in accordance with the Commission's emergency rules, this meeting is being held virtually on Zoom and can be viewed live via the Commission's website. A court reporter is present to record today's proceedings. Commissioners, you have all been designated as panelists, which means that you will be able to control your microphone. Please remember to place your microphone on mute unless you need to speak. If you want to be recognized by the chair, please activate the raise your hand feature and you will be called in order. The agenda for today's meeting was posted on January 12th, both online at the CDC's website and physically in City Hall. I will now begin the meeting with a call of the roll. Commissioners, when your name is called, please turn your microphone on, respond by saying present, and please also indicate that you can hear me. Vice Chair Newsom. Vice Chair Newsom, you're on mute.
Present, and I can hear you.
Okay, great, thank you. Secretary Wheat.
Present, and I can hear you.
Commissioner Brooks. Commissioner Buford. Commissioner Cepeda.
Here, and I can hear.
Commissioner Chan McKibben.
Here, and I can hear you.
Commissioner Cox.
Here, and I can hear and see you.
Commissioner Curtis. Commissioner Davis.
I'm here and I can hear you.
Commissioner Gomez. Commissioner Griggs. Commissioner Rhodes.
And I can hear you.
Commissioner Thomas.
Present, and I can hear you.
Commissioner Trevino.
Present, and I can hear you.
And Chairwoman Butler is present. We have a quorum. The first item on our agenda requests approval of the minutes from our previous meeting held on December 14th, 2021. The commissioners have had an opportunity to review the minutes, and if there are no corrections, I am looking for a motion to approve.
So
Do I have a
Madam Chair.
motion? I'm sorry? Do I have a motion?
So move, Madam Chair.
Thank you.
Commissioner Newsom.
Thank you. So moved by Commissioner Newsom. Do I have a second?
Second, this is Commissioner Chan McKibben.
Thank you, Commissioner. In accordance with the Open Meetings Act, all votes are to be conducted by roll call so that each member's vote on each issue can be identified and reported. If you were not present at the December 14th meeting, please indicate that you abstain on this motion when your name is called. Vice Chair Newsom.
Yes.
Secretary Wheat.
Yes.
Commissioner Brooks. Commissioner Buford. Commissioner Cepeda.
Yes.
Commissioner Chan McKibben.
Yes.
Commissioner Cox.
Yes.
Commissioner Curtis. Commissioner Davis.
Yes.
Commissioner Gomez. Commissioner Griggs. Commissioner Rhodes.
Yes.
Commissioner Thomas,
Yes.
Commissioner Trevino,
I will abstain. I was out due to technical difficulties.
and Chairwoman Butler votes yes. The motion passes. The public was given an opportunity to provide written comments up to 24 hours prior to the start of this meeting through the CDC email address, which is cdc@cityofchicago.org. There were no written comments in the CDC mailbox for today's meeting. The CDC's emergency rules require that any member of the public wishing to comment on an agenda item could do so by registering in advance at the CDC's mailbox up to 24 hours before the start of today's meeting. No members of the public signed up to speak at this meeting. So with that, we will move into the new business part of our agenda. For the first item of our new business, the Department of Planning and Development is requesting authority to sell city-owned property located at 4009 South Wabash Avenue in the 47th and King Drive, Tiff, to Lin Q Holdings LLC for the property's appraised value. Nelson Chung will present the staff report on behalf of the Department of Planning. Nelson, you may begin your presentation when ready.
All right, thank you, Chair. Let me set up. Just checking, can you see this?
Yes.
Yes.
All right, thank
Yes.
you. Good afternoon, Chair and members of the Commission. For the record, my name is Nelson Chung, and I represent the Department of Planning and Development. The proposed first item, agenda item, is the city disposition of property located at 4009 South Wabash to Link Q Holdings LLC. The project again is located in the 47th and King Drive Tax Increment Financing District. Community Development Commission approval is required for the sale of property located within the redevelopment area. This is a overview slide of the land sale project. The purchaser again is Link Q Holdings LLC. The LLC is comprised of Michael Qualls, who is a 70% property owner interest, and Dondrea Anderson, which is a 30% holder interest. Ms. Anderson is actually here today on the Zoom call to answer questions at the end of the testimony. They both operate Halo Security, which provides private security for businesses in Chicago. Halo is a city certified minority and veteran-owned business. They recently acquired the adjacent former firehouse to convert to their offices, and acquiring the city lot provides space for their work vehicles. The appraised value again for the property is $40,000, which is the purchase price. The current zoning of the property is M1-3, and it will be seeking a zoning amendment through a separate council action to change the zoning of the city lot from M to a C2-2, which matches the current zoning for their property. Lastly on this page, the purchaser completed an environmental phase 1 assessment of property, including test pits determined that there was a remnant underground storage tank. The structure of this land sale will place the purchase price funds into an environmental escrow at closing to be utilized for the purchaser for this cleanup. The above map shows the location of disposition parcels within the Grand Boulevard area and is within the 47th King Drive TIF redevelopment area. The TIF district was created initially in 2002 when its redevelopment objectives include encouraging private investment and redevelopment of underutilized properties. This above parcel map identifies city parcels at 4009 South Wabash outlined in red. The applicant property at 4007 Wabash is outlined in yellow, and the CTA elevated green line is actually to the next adjacent to the property. This aerial map shows the location of the properties again. The CTA green line is to the left. The property to the right along the Wabash is vacant and is privately owned. This is a Google Street View of the former firehouse that Halo has since converted into their offices. The city lot will be improved with a parking lot with ingress from Wabash and egress out into the alley. And just for context, here are some interior photos of the 4009 South Wabash property that Halo Security has since been renovating. The proposed parking lot will, this is a plan for the proposed parking lot, which shows that there are 5 parking spaces. I will note that they're planning to enclose the city lot with a ornamental fence, provide lighting for users so they can get out of their cars and walk to the front of the building. We've also required them to include parkway plantings along Wabash as well. And here, this is a closer up image of the parking lot plan for the proposed applicant. This is a Google Street View, which shows the placement of the parking lot next to the building. It also shows you what's outlined in dash black, the proposed landscape improvements in Parkway, a way to kind of soften up and improve the aesthetics of Wabash. And then for some context, this is the view of Wabash looking northward with the firehouse on the right-hand side. Alderman Dowell supports this land sale and has provided a letter of support in the staff report. So in summary, the Department of Planning and Development has thoroughly reviewed the proposed sale of one city parcel located at 4009 South Wabash Avenue to LinkQ Holdings LLC to be improved as parking. The department has reviewed its public benefit and project informs the redevelopment area plan. The department recommends that the CDC recommend to the City Council the approval for this sale of this city property. And that concludes my testimony.
Thank you, Nelson. As Nelson mentioned, Alderman Pat Dow submitted a letter of support for this recommendation that's under consideration by the commission today. I don't see Alderman Dow on the list of participants. Is anyone from the Alderman's office attending today's meeting and would like to make comments? I'd also like to mention that from the purchasers team, we have Liz Butler, the applicant's counsel, and DeAndrea Anderson, the applicant's chief operating officer, to help answer questions from the commissioners. Thank you both for attending today's meeting. Do we have any questions for city staff or the purchasers' representatives? If you have questions, please raise your hand. Or I should say, use the raise your hand feature. I don't see any raised hands on my screen. So is this correct that I'm assuming there are no questions?
Madam Chairman,
Yes.
Commissioner Newsom, I have no questions, but having been in this particular firehouse previously, I'd just like to comment on the job that has been done on the rehab, and it's actually very, very nice.
Thank you, Vice Chair Newsom. Are there any other questions or comments from the commission?
No.
Okay, great. When there have been no questions, and so now I'm going to call for a vote. The resolution before us requests the CDC's authority for the Department of Planning and Development to enter into a negotiated sale with LinkQ Holdings LLC for city-owned property located at 4009 South Wabash Avenue in the 47th and King Drive, Tiff. Do I have a motion?
So moved. Commissioner
By
Cepeda.
Commissioner Cepeda. Thank
Second
you.
it.
I'm sorry, do I have a second?
Second, Commissioner Thomas.
Thank you. Seconded by Commissioner Thomas. Under the Open Meetings Act, all votes are to be conducted by roll call so that each member's vote on each issue can be identified and recorded. Vice Chair Newsom,
Yes.
Secretary Wheat,
Yes.
Commissioner Brooks, Commissioner Buford,
Yes. Yes.
Thank you. And please note that Commissioner Buford has joined the meeting. Thank you, Commissioner Buford. Commissioner Cepeda,
Yes.
Commissioner Chan McKibben,
Yes.
Commissioner Cox,
Yes.
Commissioner Curtis, Commissioner Davis,
yes,
Commissioner Gomez, Commissioner Griggs.
Yes.
Thank you, Commissioner Griggs, and please note that Commissioner Griggs has joined the meeting. Commissioner Rhodes,
Yes.
Commissioner Thomas,
yes,
Commissioner Trevino,
Yes.
and Chair Butler votes yes. The motion passes. Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Thank you, Nelson. Thank you, Commissioners.
Thank you. So we will now move to item B. For our second item of new business, the Department of Planning and Development is requesting authority to sell city-owned property located at 539 and 541 East 46th Street in the 47th and King Drive, Tiff, to R&D Builders LLC for the property's appraised value. Nelson Chung will present the staff report on behalf of the Planning Department. Nelson, you may begin your presentation when ready.
Oh, thank you again, Chair. For the record, again, my name is Nelson Chung. I'm representing the Department of Planning and Development. This item is the city disposition of property located at 539, 541 East 46th Street to R&D Builders LLC. The project located again is in the 47th King Drive, Tiff. Community Development Commission is required for the sale of property located within this redevelopment area. This slide provides a overview of the land sale. The purchaser is R&D Builders LLC. R&D Builders LLC is a local development company that has been working in Bronzeville for the past 15 years. Eric and Sheila Dantzler are the managers and owners of the company. I do want to first recognize that R&D Builders is a past participant of the Third Ward Parade of Homes, which is a Department of Housing program to partner with developers to focus on increasing interest in new homes for the Grand Boulevard area. Mr. Dantzler, he's here, he's present today to answer any questions at the end of this testimony. So R&D for this project is proposing to acquire 2 city lots at 539, 541 East 46th Street and plans to construct 2 new for sale residential homes, single family homes. The appraised value for the property is $130,000 and R&D Builders will purchase it for that amount. R&D Builders owns the adjacent lot next to the city lot, and their plans to design and construct the assembled 3 residential buildings together. The current zoning of the property is RT-4, which permits the proposed project, and the property has environmental clearance, so there are no environmental conditions associated with this land sale. What I have above here is an example of a prior project R&D Builders constructed. This is one that is at has an address of 4510 South Prairie Avenue and was part of the Third Ward Parade of Homes project that they worked on. Hopefully this kind of provides a kind of example of the quality of the work they did. This home, which they completed, sold for $644,000. It was about a half mile to the west of the proposed subject property in consideration for today. So this is a map showing the location of disposition parcels within the Grand Boulevard area, and then also a map of the Tiff redevelopment area, which shows you the location within the Tiff area. The above parcel map identifies the city parcels at 539, 541 East 46th Street, and they're outlined in red. And here you can see that the yellow outline is the property that R&D Builders owns right now. So their intentions to develop in all 3 lots at the same time. This is an aerial map showing again the location of the property where the proposed single family homes will be constructed. And then this is a Google Street View which shows the current condition of the property. So what you see here are the 3 lots which will be assembled to be constructed for single family homes. This is an architectural elevation of the proposed single family residences. The 3 buildings will have a similar architectural design and be constructed with face brick with limestone accents and aluminum cornices at the top. The single-family residences will all have detached garages. The architect of record is MJC Architects, and R&D Builders anticipates that the sales price for these buildings to be approximately $675,000 to $700,000. This is a proposed site plan for each of the buildings. Here are floor plans for buildings, which shows that he is planning to construct these single-family homes to have five bedrooms and 2 floors and finished basements. And then here are building elevations for the side and the rear. And then this kind of shows a little context in terms of what the existing street looks like. So the proposed residential buildings will be on the left side, just beyond the kind of fence line. Alderman Dowell, Pat Dowell supports this land sale and provided a letter of support attached to the staff report. So in summary, the Department of Planning and Development has thoroughly reviewed the proposed sale of 2 city parcels located 539 to 541 East 46th Street to R&D Builders. The department has reviewed this public benefits and the project conformance with redevelopment area plans. The department recommends that the CDC recommend to the city council the approval for the city disposition of property. And again, just to note that Eric Dancer, who's the principal for R&D Builders, is on the Zoom call here today to answer any questions. Thank you.
Thank you again, Nelson. As Nelson mentioned, Alderman Pat Dow has submitted a support letter for this recommendation from the department. And as Nelson also mentioned, from the purchasers team, we have Eric Dantzler to help answer questions from the commissioners. Is anyone from Alderman Dow's office on this call and would like to make comments? I don't see anyone, but I just want to confirm that I haven't missed anyone from her office. Okay, well, why don't we see if the commissioners have any questions for Nelson or for the development team? If you do have questions, please let me know by activating the raise your hand function.
Madam,
Okay, I'm sorry, Commissioner Thomas.
Thank you, Madam Chairman. I was curious to see if there was a slide that kind of shows us what this looks like on the block. It seems like it's taller buildings than definitely the one to the west, and well, to the east, that's a frame building. And then to the west, it's a 2-story. Is it taller than that 2-story?
Right, so the most of the apologies, we don't have pictures on the block, but most of the condition of block, there are a variety of different single family residence on a block on the west end, but it gets more on the east end of the block. So the red brick building, I believe, it looks like a single family with garage, and then there's a apartment building that's on the right hand side. So the kind of like the light red brick. But I might maybe it might be good for Mr. Dancer to explain the context.
Mr. Dantzler, would you like to comment?
Sure, absolutely. And thank everyone for this opportunity. For the record, my name is Eric Dantzler. So yes, as Nelson stated, this parcel is located more towards the eastern end of 46th Street. There are varying building heights throughout this block. The property on the right side of the block is actually a 3-story above grade apartment building, and I believe it might be 6 units. On the left side, that's a 2-flat. I'm not sure if it's a single family, but I know it's 2 stories. And then if you go further down the street, there are varying 2-story single families. There's even one at the western end of 46 that's 4 stories. So there's a little bit of varying size. What I tried to make sure is this area is surrounded by a large amount of new construction homes. I tried to stay consistent with those as well to make sure that I can compete with the other developers.
What's odd to me, and just a statement, is the white frame building just next to Lot A. the city lots where it looks like that owner has fenced in a lot next to it. It's gonna really stick out. Maybe you could convince them to do some new construction.
I have not pursued the parcel. It is privately owned. I shall look into that.
Thank
Thank
you.
you, Madam Chairman.
All right, thank you, Commissioner Thomas. Are there other questions or comments from the commission?
Commissioner Shirley Newsom.
Thank you.
I have a question for Mr. Dancer. First of all, I'd like to say that R&D has done very well by the community thus far. And I appreciate the quality of the work that you have done thus far, and I'm sure you will continue to do so. My question is, I could not quite tell from the drawings if there is a rooftop deck on 2 of the buildings or all 3.
Commissioner Newsom, thank you very much for the question. There are no rooftop decks on
Okay.
any of these properties,
Okay,
but that
Thank
is
you.
something that a potential buyer, it could be added upon request. There's enough load bearing for the roof to handle that.
thank you.
And Mr. Dantzler, this is Chair Butler with just a quick question. I'd love to hear your thoughts regarding the price point and how the price point for these 3 proposed single-family residences compared to the new construction in the area.
Sure, absolutely. Thank you very much for the question. I believe Nelson showed.
I'm sorry, for the record, could you state your name?
Yes, I'm sorry. For the record, my name is Eric, middle initial T, last name is Dantzler.
Thank you.
And thank you, Commissioner Butler, for the question. Nelson referenced one of my other properties, which was 4510 South Prairie. And I think it's a good example because we sold that property, I believe 2 years ago, maybe 3, for $644,000. That same property, my wife was actually the broker again, and it just sold to the second buyer for approximately $750,000. So this house is pretty much contextually the same size as that parcel. The parcel for 4510 Prairie was a bit longer, but again, the house size is similar. So as a result, this price point reflects what's going on in this general area. As such, the bulk of new construction in Bronzeville prior to the start of the parade of homes was on the east side of King Drive, which is where this is located. And so there is a lot of new construction that's already within this price point of high 6s, some even in the low 7s.
Thank you, Mr. Dantzler. Are there other questions or comments from the commission? Okay, since there are no additional questions or comments, I will now call the item for a vote. The resolution before us requests the CDC's authority for the Department of Planning and Development to enter into a negotiated sale with R&D Builders LLC for city-owned property located at 539 and 541 East 46th Street in the 47th and King Drive, Tiff. Do I have a motion?
So moved, Commissioner Thomas.
So moved by Commissioner Thomas, thank you. Do I have a second?
Second by Trevino.
Okay.
I think I heard a second by Commissioner Trevino.
Correct.
Great, thank you. Seconded by Commissioner Trevino. Under the Open Meetings Act, all votes are to be conducted by roll call so that each member's vote on each issue can be identified and recorded. Vice Chair Newsom,
Yes.
Secretary Wheat,
Yes.
Commissioner Brooks, Commissioner Buford,
Yes.
Commissioner Cepeda,
Yes.
Commissioner Chan McKibben,
Yes.
Commissioner Cox,
Yes.
Commissioner Curtis, Commissioner Davis,
I'm going to abstain, though I do think the work that R&D does is wonderful, but because I know at least one of them, I'm going to abstain from this vote.
Thank you, Commissioner Davis. Commissioner Gomez. Commissioner Griggs,
Yes.
Commissioner Rhodes,
Yes.
Commissioner Thomas,
Yes.
Commissioner Trevino,
Yes.
Chair Butler votes yes. The motion passes. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Dancer. Okay, moving to our last agenda item. The Department of Planning and Development is requesting authority to sell city-owned property located at 6831 to 6839 South Halsted Street in the 67th and Wentworth Tiff to Beloved Community Family Wellness Center. Once again, Nelson Chung will present the staff report on behalf of the Planning Department. Nelson, you may begin your presentation when ready.
Thank you again, Chair. Again, for the record, my name is Nelson Chung, and I represent the Department of Planning and Development. This last project agenda is the city disposition of property at 6831 to 6839 South Halsted to the Beloved Community Family Wellness Center. The project is located in 67th and Wentworth Tax Increment Financing District, and Community Development Commission is acquired for the sale of the property located within this redevelopment area. I do want to point out that the applicant here is proposing a land write-down to acquire the property for $1. These next two slides I have is a overview of the land sale project. The purchase again is the Beloved Community Wellness Family Center. They are a nonprofit providing health, social service, and mental health care residents to residents of Englewood. As a result of COVID, their programming has increased, necessitating the need for more parking for healthcare clients and staff. The Wellness Center currently provides services to more than 7,800 patients annually and has 64 employees. Many of their clients are health impaired and require easy access to and from their parking. I will point out that Margie Johnson, who's the Wellness Center's executive director, is here today to answer any questions at the end of my testimony. The Beloved Community Wellness Family Center proposes to acquire 5 city lots to be improved as a parking. The appraised value for the city lots is a combined $75,000, and the Wellness Center proposes to acquire them for $1 each. So it would be a total of $5 for the purchase. The cost to build out the parking lot is estimated at $613,525, and the Wellness Center has received a $586,163 grant from the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, which will be used toward the build out of this parking lot. The Wellness Center will retain the services for the of the Illinois Facilities Fund to help oversee the build out of the parking lot. They had previously utilized IFF for the build out of their original Wellness Center. And here's some more kind of context in terms of the IFF and what we've done. And again, the project is compliant with B1-1 zoning. So the above map shows the location of the disposition parcels within Englewood and within the 67th and Wentworth Tiff redevelopment area. The Tiff district was created in 2011, and redevelopment objectives included encouraging private investment and redevelopment of the underutilized properties and strengthening the main commercial corridor of Halsted Street. The above parcel map identifies the city parcels at 6831, 6839 South Halsted, outlined in red. The applicant-owned parcels are where the Wellness Center is located, it's outlined in yellow. This is an aerial map showing the location of properties. The Wellness Center is again located in the center. Their existing parking lot is to the left and contains approximately 30 parking spaces. Acquiring the city lots on the right, outlined in red, allows the Wellness Center to increase the parking with another 40 parking spaces. As a requirement to land sale, the Wellness Center will add a continuous grass parkway along the length of the properties to improve the appearance of, provide a unified pedestrian experience on Halsted for healthcare clients and the general public. In addition, the parking lot will have an expanded setback in front to provide more space and better growing medium for trees. These next few slides show the existing condition of the Wellness Center and the city parcels. So here you see the Wellness Center, to the left is the existing parking lot. This is the expansion area for the proposed parking outlined in red, which has a frontage of about 125 feet. This is a landscape plan for the new parking lot, showing the expanded front setback from the street, parkway improvements, and then consolidated areas for tree planting. And an ornamental fence will be placed around the perimeter with a new curb cut placed in front along Halsted. This is a large campus plan which shows the unified parkway improvements in front of the new parking lot, existing wellness center, and existing parking lot. And lastly, here are some more additional photos of the parking lot, wellness center, and the new parking lot area. Alderman Sawyer is in support of this land sale and has provided a letter of support attached to the city staff report. So in summary, the Department of Planning and Development has thoroughly reviewed the proposed negotiated sale and land write-down of 5 city parcels located 6831 to 6839 South Halsted to the beloved Community Family Wellness Center to be improved as parking. Department has reviewed its public benefits and the project conforms with the redevelopment area plan. The department recommends that the CDC recommend to the City Council the approval for the city disposition of properties. And that concludes my testimony.
Thank you, Nelson. As Nelson mentioned, Alderman Roderick Sawyer has submitted a support letter. Is there anyone from the Alderman's office on this video call and would like to make comments? I don't see the Alderman. As Nelson also mentioned, I believe we have Margie Johnson, the Executive Director of Beloved Community Family Wellness Center, here to help answer the Commission's questions. Commissioners, any questions or comments for the Executive Director or City staff? If you have questions, please utilize the raise your hand function. Commissioner Rhodes.
First of all, I'd like to say that I have experience of Beloved and they do amazing work in very difficult conditions in Englewood. So anything that helps them do their job is appreciated and important. I'm wondering, Nelson, if the city has researched who owns the vacant lot in between, because it seems like that would be a great asset to them as well.
Right, so the, let's see a better photo here. Right, so in beach, Commissioner Rhodes, there's a private vacant lot that's sandwiched between the building and the city parking lot. We did research it, and I think I think Margie actually had tried to acquire this lot. I might maybe better if I kind of punt to Margie if she's on the Zoom call.
Nelson, I don't see her name, but there are a couple of attendees. So she may be on another, there are actually 3 attendees that may be.
I don't see that person here.
Okay.
Hello.
Is there someone that's on,
So I
has their hand raised?
I don't know where the raise the hand button is.
Okay.
Chair, there's a, I see on here, there's a Richard Castleman. He's actually the architect for the Beloved Community Wellness Center.
Got him here.
All right, so Richard Castleman, would you like to make a comment?
Yeah, yes. So
Could
can
you
everyone,
please, for the record, identify yourself?
so I'm Richard Kassamsarn, the architect who's been working with Margie on the site plan that Nelson has been going over and presenting to you. So there's a private owner there. I believe that they don't want to sell, so I don't know what type of incentive we could make for them. Yes, as the other member pointed out, it would help us greatly if we could take that land that's between the building and the proposed lots that are there. Because that way we could share some of the electrical as well as the plumbing from that and not have to build it all new at the lot that's there. I mean, that would save us tens of thousands of dollars. So but we can't seem to, I don't think Margie is able to strike a deal with the person who owns that space. So,
Right, thank you. Are there other questions or comments? Commissioner Thomas, was your hand raised?
My hand was raised, but Commissioner Rhodes asked the same question I was thinking of. I will say that I know of this organization as well, and they do great work for the community.
Thank you, Commissioner Thomas. Are there other questions or comments by the commission? So I will now call the item for vote. The resolution before us requests the CDC's authority for the Department of Planning and Development to enter into a negotiated sale with Beloved Community Family Wellness Center for the disposition of city-owned property located at 6831 to 6839 South Halsted Street in the 67th and Wentworth Tiff. Do I have a motion?
So move, Commissioner Thomas.
Thank you. So moved by Commissioner Thomas. Do I have a second?
I'll second Commissioner Newsom.
Yes, thank you, Commissioner Newsom. Under the Open Meetings Act, all votes are to be conducted by roll call so that each member's vote on each issue can be identified and recorded. Vice Chair Newsom,
Yes.
Secretary Wheat,
Yes.
Commissioner Brooks, Commissioner Buford,
Yes.
Commissioner Cepeda,
Yes.
Commissioner Chan McKibben,
Yes.
Commissioner Cox,
Yes.
Commissioner Curtis, Commissioner Davis,
Yes.
Commissioner Gomez, Commissioner Griggs,
Yes.
Commissioner Rhodes,
Yes.
Commissioner Thomas,
Yes.
Commissioner Trevino,
Yes.
and Chair Butler votes yes. The motion passes. Thank you very much, Nelson. I would now like to request a motion to adjourn. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
So moved.
Thank you. I think I heard a second in that. But can I get a formal second to adjourn the meeting?
Second.
Thank you. All those in favor signify by saying yes.
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 Any opposed? Please say no. Thank you. The yeas have it. Thank you, everyone. I hope everyone's New Year is off to a great start and this meeting is adjourned.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.